Hello everyone, welcome to LaExcellence IAS and today's CID program, that is current issues of the day, we will be talking about Atal Bhujal Yojana or Atal Jal scheme is what is being talked about. So today we are talking about Atal Jal scheme or Atal Bhujal Yojana prominently because this scheme was started by Government of India in the year 2020. And after that, this is the fourth year what this scheme is going to be into operation. So in this context, how this scheme has been successful in order to develop awareness, in order to improvise the capacity, and in order to inculcate the various technologies in order to solve the various challenges associated with water scarcity or groundwater problem, what we usually or what we talk about in various scenarios or in various studies when we take up upon. So today's discussion will be majorly related to Atal Bhujal Yojana. As you all know, and if we majorly talk about importance of water in Indian society, then we come to know that water is an essential component for survival of human being, that we all know. And however, water is also an important challenge in order to improvise the social and economical status of an individual in the society. Water is an important challenge in order to improvise social and economical status of an individual. In India, if you see, and Indian monsoon sambandhita, we might have read about the distribution of monsoon or distribution of rainfall pattern across the country, and it is different at various places. In Karnataka only, if we talk about, if you go towards Bidar and Ballari, you will see that these regions are very dry and rainfall is very less. On the other end, if you come towards southern part of Karnataka, that is Mysore, Davangere, Chikmagalur, Bengaluru, you see here the rainfall is moderate to high, which contributes towards more water source. And here or in North Karnataka region, we see that there is less water source for them for agriculture or drinking facilities. On the other end, this low and high water source usually leads for low income or high income in southern part of Karnataka. Hypothetically, if you look at the lifestyle of the farmers in southern part of Karnataka, that if you are traveling across Ramnagara, Channapatna, Mysore, or the areas where there is more resource of water or more facilities of water being made, their farmers are usually well off and they have built good houses as per their comfort. They buy good cars with the income what they make. So all these have contributed to their lifestyle only because of availability of water and good weather conditions for better agricultural practices. On the other end, if you go towards this arid and semi-arid region of the country, where we find rainfall is scanty or rainfall is very less, then you see that the agricultural practices are not evolved and the income of the farmer is also very much affected only because they could not carry out the agricultural practices in what way it could be taken up. So this problem has led to another new associated problem, that is groundwater, because when you don't have sufficient water from the rain or any other sources, then the only alternative to the farmer at his disposal is groundwater. And overall, if you talk about the problem of groundwater in Indian scenario, the 1960s is always taken as point of reference. And when we talk about importance of 1960s in the improvement of agriculture in Indian scenario, we talk about Green Revolution. So Green Revolution was majorly associated with India becoming self-sufficient with respect to food sector. If Green Revolution was not there, probably India could not have solved the problem of hunger, which was very important problem which was faced by India after independence. So Green Revolution was one scenario which made India food self-sufficient. However, the methodologies which were used, that is hybrid seeds, fertilizer, or more amount of water, or the quantity of water which was used for irrigation was very high. This led to over-exploitation of groundwater in major areas where Green Revolution was successful. However, if you look at the post-independent history, we read about Haryana, Rajasthan, Eastern UP or Punjab belt which has more benefited from Green Revolution. And in these areas, the major problem what is being faced today is over-exploitation of groundwater resources. In that sense, the groundwater management became a very important scenario, because if over-exploitation of groundwater keeps continuing, then it will affect, number one, environment, and it will be against sustainable usage, because it is not that environment and earth is only for present generation. We have to give up, or we have to keep it alive for our future also. So in order to keep our environment sustainable or alive, along with that making our activities sustainable, groundwater management was very much essential. Looking at the activities what were taking care or what were happening because of introduction of Green Revolution, farmers in the process of making money and in the process of making more and more agricultural productivity, they started exploiting groundwater to an extent which was above the limit or which was over the limit. So in order to solve this problem, Government of India came up with a policy called National Water Policy 2002. This policy was majorly into the scene only to make sure that groundwater management becomes a participatory community-led initiative wherein people can come together, wherein government and various stakeholders, that is users, government and environmentalists, scientists, everyone will come together and prepare a policy roadmap and design it so that it is possible or it is effectively implemented in the society. However, this National Water Policy 2002 was amended in 2012 to make it exclusively community-led participatory approach. Community-led participatory approach. So National Water Policy was the initiative in order to take care of groundwater management. If you look at groundwater management is not a new concept. If you have read ancient history correctly, there is a site called Dholavira, very important for our prelims point of view. Dholavira is a Indus Valley civilization site. Indus Valley civilization site, wherein during that time it was found that there were major reservoirs which were constructed in order to collect the water from monsoon runoff. So whenever there was rain and the water which was getting or which was flowing was collected into a reservoir, protected it for the benefit of the community or society. So Dholavira in our ancient times is the best example that water management is our ancient practice and it is not something which we are talking in 2002 by National Water Policy or 2020 Atal Bhujal mission. So in 2002 National Water Policy was one of the approach towards it. In the year 2020 Ministry of Jal Shakti started something called Atal Bhujal mission. Very important, because many a times we see that statement based questions coming over with respect to which ministry, or Ministry of Jal Shakti or Ministry of Power, something like that, which started Atal Bhujal mission. So Ministry of Jal Shakti started, Government of India, Atal Bhujal mission. And the major objective of this scheme or program is community led participatory approach. Community led participatory approach. Because you see, groundwater is available at the disposal of an individual. You will get it checked somewhere whether water is available or not. You will ask borewell company to come and dig it, and you start taking water from it. So it is at your disposal. And when you have to protect something which is disposal of everyone, like air pollution we talk about, water pollution we talk about. So this is community asset. So this community asset has to be preserved by community itself, and that is possible by community itself. Government can become only caretaker, or he can become your representative in order to protect it. So in a classroom, if discipline has to be maintained, it is effort by all the students. Not that class leader we can only make classroom to be disciplined. So classroom leader is someone who will help the entire classroom to get the things done. In the same way, any community asset to be protected, or any community good which is for public, if it has to be saved, if it has to be improvised, then it is the responsibility of the entire community which has to be put in to make it successful. In the same way, in order to protect water in Indian scenario, which is again a community asset or public good, it has to be protected by the community through participatory approach. So the major aim of this scheme was behavioral change to be brought in the people. So this behavioral change can only help us to improvise the various areas wherein water is getting exploited without any thought over sustainable use. So this behavioral change could be brought in by three important parameters. That is, number one, capacity building. You have to understand how with the existing resources in limited use, we can improvise the productivity of any activity a human wants to continue. On the other end, you need to educate them that if it is misused or if it is unsustainably used, what are the drawbacks or disadvantages it would cause to the future generation of this country. And on the third, it is trying to inculcate modern technology and tools to help an individual or the community to get maximum benefit. So these three areas are expected to help bring in behavioral change in the community. Only then these parameters will help us to achieve the objective with which Atal Bhujal mission was started. On the other end, if you talk about the various factors or features on which this Atal Bhujal mission was started, because many a times in KPSC, that is KS State Services Examination, we find a 10 marker or 12 marker question which asks you to write in detail about Atal Bhujal scheme or water security related schemes. So water security and Atal Bhujal mission are under the same parameter. So if you talk about features of this scheme, that is, number one, this scheme is trying to empower community at the large. So that community empowerment, in order to develop or in order to make sure there are water users association to work together in order to improvise the problem of or to overcome the problem of water scarcity in this country. On the other end, as already spoken about, that is capacity building and knowledge decimation. So providing with the sufficient or required knowledge to all the users and developing their capacity in order to improvise the problems or improvise the solutions which are available to solve the water security challenge. Then conducting workshops and awareness among the citizens of this country about the future thing. Number 4 is water budgeting. This is very important. Water budgeting and water security planning. Water security plan. So under this scheme, it has been made mandatory that women will be associated with respect to water budgeting and water security plan. That is 33% of the committee of water budgeting and water security plan should include women in Gram Panchayat level, so that all sections of the society are given an importance to be part of water budgeting and water security planning. So this will help us to improvise the water problem what we are seeing in various scenarios. So what are all the benefits which are expected from this program? As you all know, number 1, it is trying to help us to solve the problem of groundwater exploitation. So groundwater sustainability will be the first major advantage what we will able to see under this scenario. And number 2, we are talking about doubling farmers' income. As you all know, government wants to increase the income of the farmer, but not at the cost of exploitation. So inculcating new methodologies through knowledge, inculcating new modern technological tools, helping farmer to understand the better ways like use of smart agriculture methods, wherein we talk about drip irrigation, sprinkler method, mobile apps in order to give better data and information to the farmers will help to increase the productivity of the farming or agriculture activities which are being done, so that the farmers' income can be doubled. On the third front, it will help to bring in behavioral change. So the change in the attitude of citizens of this country, especially farmers, will help us to improvise the problem with respect to water. So these are the major benefits, and on the other end, source sustainability. So the various sources with respect to drinking water, agriculture, this can be made sustainable so that it can be used over a period of time or for a long period of time. So all these things will be the major benefits if we are trying to implement Atal Bhujal mission, which is a community-led participatory approach for groundwater management practices, wherein it will help farmers and the community at a larger end. So this scheme, which has entered into 4th year of the its implementation, has made strides in order to develop an understanding, develop a sense of responsibility, develop a sense of understanding, develop a sense of ownership of community towards the public goods or public asset. Only then we will be able to build a better society which can be useful for a community at large. So this scheme will be hoping that it will be making the objectives which are thought of will be achieved over a period of time, and however it is the responsibility of all of us to participate, to have sense of responsibility towards the society, towards the environment, towards the objectives with which we are all trying to move together. Only then it will be possible. So in today's current issue of the program, I hope you all have got an understanding about Atal Bhujal mission, wherein any questions coming in this area you will be able to solve. So in another session we will be coming up with new topic, with new areas, wherein we will be trying to help you to develop knowledge which is more comprehensive 360-degree way, so that you can use it for your essay or any of the answer writing programs. So we'll meet again. Till then, take care of your health, study well. If there are any concerns and feedbacks with respect to the program, please do comment. And if you like this program, please share it with your friends so that knowledge can be spread across various stages, which will be helpful for all. See you again. Till then, Jai Hind, Jai